Today, we are going to read a non-fiction text. Just touch your nose if you know what non-fiction is. Non-fiction, okay, is something that tells, or a text that tells about real people and things. So we are going to learn about real people and real things. Okay? You put your hands back in your lap. What we're going to focus on today, and I know you've done a little bit of work with this before. Ashaya, I'd like you to stay on your fish mat. Move back on your fish mat. Thank you. Randy, I appreciate that, but can you keep your focus up here with me? Thank you. Okay. We're going to focus on the main idea and the details that support the main idea today when we're reading. So, the main idea, I will remind you, is what the story is mostly about. It's what the story is mostly about, okay? It's the important big idea, okay? The details give the reader more information about the main idea. So when I'm reading today and I'm thinking about what the main idea is, when I'm looking for my details, I'm going to pay attention to details that go with the main idea, okay? So the story, or the text that we're going to read today is called Masks, Masks, Masks. Can you say that title with me? Masks, Masks, Masks. What do I think this text is going to be about? Give me a thumbs up if you think you have an idea of what this text might be about. Larissa. Well, what's the title?
Mask, mask, mask.
So, Larissa, what do you think that the text is going to be about?
Because it's going to wear masks.
They might wear a mask. Asia Walker, what do you think the text is going to be most about? Oh, she's not here. Mark, Anthony, what's it going to be about? This text will be about? Can you use that full sentence, complete sentence? The text will be about? Excellent! The text is going to be about masks. So, my friends, today, when I'm reading, I'm going to look for details that give me information about masks. Karza. Fantasia, did you have a question?
The title gives away what's going to happen in a book.
The title gives away. Yeah, I guess it does. It might not give away, but it tells us what the story is going to be about. For sure, this title does. Okay. So, my friends, you'll notice I use Post-its when I plan my read-aloud. So that's why I have Post-its in the book. Okay? They're what help me think about what I want to say while I'm teaching, okay? So, masks, masks, masks. A mask hides your face. When you put on a mask, you can act out a story. You can act as if you are not yourself. People make masks in every land. Masks help them tell tales, and masks help them have fun. So far, I'm thinking that this text is going to tell me a lot about masks. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. So far, I think this text is going to give me information about masks from all over. Thank you. This mask is from Africa. What shapes do you see on the mask? I'm just asking you to think. What shapes do you see on the mask? Which animal is on top? What shapes do you see on the mask?
It's oval.
Put it back on. Please leave it on. Karzal, what shape? What's one shape that you see on the mask?
A
You see a circle. Monica, what shape do you see on the mask?
No.
Carzell said he saw a circle. Do you see any other shapes on this mask? You see triangles. Okay. And which animal is on top? Asia.
Asia Love.
Asia Love. What do you see on the top of the mask?
I don't know.
Do you know what that is? That animal? No?
It looks like a bird.
Oh, Larissa. Hannah. What animal do you see on the top?
A bird drinking some water.
A bird, and it looks like you might be drinking some water. So, Asia Love, what animal do you see on the top of the mask? I see a bark. Can you use a full sentence? Okay, so this mask is from Africa. Okay?
Yeah.
The masks on this page are from Japan. People use them when they act out plays. What tales could they tell with such masks? So a tale is like a story, okay? So when they act out with the masks, I'm looking at these masks and I'm thinking, I don't know, they look like they're smiling or laughing masks, right, Ashaya? So if you were looking at a smiling or a laughing mask, do you think that somebody would be telling a tale or a story that was sad or maybe funny? What do you think? If you think sad, hold up a 1. If you think funny, hold up a 2. Just your private answer right here. Then I can see.
What's the answer?
A 1 if you think they might tell a sad story or tale with these masks, or a 2 if you think they might tell a funny story or tale with these masks.
What do you think, a 1 or a 2?
Okay, you know what I see? I see a lot of 2s, so I see a lot of people agree with me that they think it might be funny. I think it would probably be a funny tale, okay?
You can tell Ta-da! I told you.
I'm gonna wait. Look at this, look at this bird. How do you think this mask was made? What is it made of? It takes much skill to make a mask like this. Skill means you have to know how, okay? So a skill is something that you can do well, that you know how to do, that you've learned how to do, okay? So looking at this mask, the book asks us, okay, how do you think this mask was made and what is it made out of? So I'm thinking, how do I think it was made? Do I think it was made with a machine? Or do I think that somebody, a person, took a lot of time to make this mask or craft this mask? I'm thinking. And I'm thinking that I don't think it was a machine. I think somebody took a lot of time and effort and they made this mask with their hands. And then it says, what is this mask made out of? I'm thinking, just by looking at the picture, that this mask, I need you some more water. Thank you. I'm thinking that this mask might be made out of wood.
Wood.
This mask might be made out of wood.
Wood?
So it takes much skill to make a mask like this. Okay. This mask is from Peru. It is shaped like the sun. Look at it. Can you see the snakes?
Those are
Can you see the snakes? Touch your nose if you can see the snakes. Okay. So, my friends, I'm going to go back to the beginning of our story. Okay? And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use our nice, fun graphic organizer. And I told you, we're looking for the main idea, okay, which is what the story is mostly about, okay? and we're looking for details that go with the main idea, okay, that support the main idea. So, I'm going to go back and I'm thinking about the beginning of the story, and I'm thinking about the first few pages that we read. And I know that when I started reading it, it was telling me all about masks, okay? And then when I turned the page, I started learning about masks in different places, okay? So, I'm learning about all different kinds of masks that people use from all over the world, because they talked about Africa and Japan and Peru, okay? Those are places from all over the world, okay? And so, what I think the main idea is of this text is that people make masks in many places, okay? So I'm going to write that main idea on our chart, okay? The main idea is, I have my sentence frame, the main idea is, okay, that people make and use. I wrote make and use. People, the main idea is that people make and use masks all over the world. Okay, because again, I'm going back to what the story is mostly about. And this text told me about masks in different places in the world and how people use them. Okay? So, what I want to go back to is, can you read this with me? 1, 2, 3. The main idea is that people make and use masks all over the world. Okay? That's what our text is mostly about. When I'm going back and I'm searching for details, I'm looking for things that help me know more about the main idea. So, what I want to do is I want to go back, and you know what good readers do, my friends? Good readers go back and they reread. They reread texts many times, okay? So, when I'm going back and I'm looking in our text, okay, I'm going to go back and I just want to think of one detail today. I'm going to show you one detail. And then tomorrow, when we reread this text again, we're going to look for 2 more details. So today, I'm going back and I'm looking on this page. And I'm thinking, I'm going to reread it again. This mask is from Africa. What shapes can you see on the mask? Which animal is on top? So I'm thinking, okay, that one detail that supports my main idea that people use and make masks all over the world, one detail is that people in Africa make animal masks. Give me a thumbs up if you agree that this detail, people in Africa make animal masks, helps support the main idea that people make masks and use masks all over the world. Give me a thumbs up if you think that that supports the main idea. Asia Love, do you think that that supports the main idea? Can I see your thumb up then? All right, friends, I'm going to add that detail to our chart. Detail. So I'm going to say one detail is that people in Africa make animal masks. Okay. So tomorrow, when we go back and reread and revisit this text, we're going to find 2 more details that support, which means that go with, the main idea of our text, Carzel. Okay? So the one thing I want to go back to is I actually forgot to write the title. 1, 2, 3, tell me. What's the title?
Mask, mask, mask.
Masks. 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 Okay. All right. Thank you, my friends.